Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospect, and welcome to another episode of the Patreon Live Show. And this is January's Patreon Appreciation Live Show. Let me open up chat, catch up on it. Running way behind today. I made the mistake of taking a nap earlier. Now I cannot catch up. All right, live chat. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Humble Stacker, thank you for joining the show. Dorothy Richardson, thank you for joining the show. And I apologize, I sent you a message on Patreon. I don't know why Patreon sucks at sending me notifications. I just noticed you had joined. And I was like, what? But thank you very much, Dorothy. Ken, Gentleman Prospector, how's it going? Joel Jeffrey, long time no see in the live shows. Thank you for being here. Who else we got? Alaskan Assassin Adventures, how's it going? Donna, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate you so much. Jason G, how's it going? Randy Klatt, how's it going? My Neanderthal prospector buddy. Adam Weiss, Mike from the Gold Vlog, how's it going? I need to still email you back, Mike. I have so many questions over that last email you sent me. KC Sering, how's it going? Stephen LeBlanc. Refotris, how's it going, brother? You all recovered from your honeymoon, your vacation? Georgianne, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Nightbot, thank you for being here. Michael Reed, Mama Bird, Mad Hatter Prospecting, how's it going, brother? Package total. I think I caught up SRIP 63. Kristen Reed. Yeah, I am all caught up. Weezin here too? I didn't see Weezin. Maybe Weezin is in here. But all right, let me pop out chat so we can do this. All right, there we go. Yeah, so today we're just going to be giving away some Paydirt to the people who know how to guess the gold weight. We're going to see who's good at guessing and who's not. But A3 Sky Warrior, how's it going? Well, I thought I just saw somebody. Weezin is here. How's it going, Weezin? Oh, I'm on top chat again. Oh, Lord. YouTube and it's top chat. There you go. Yeah, I think I'm all caught up. So today we're just going to be giving away some Paydirt, some Miller Prospecting Tuesday tailings. If you're a $79 tier member for my Patreon, I have all your Paydirt made up. I'm actually caught up this month, and I'm not like 3 days behind like I usually am on the Patreon Paydirt. It's all packaged up. It's actually in the envelopes and everything. I just have to drop it off at the post office, which I'll do tomorrow. And whoever wins tonight, I'll have all your stuff dropped off as well tomorrow. And one thing is, I don't know why, but the post office here just sucks. It just absolutely sucks. Last month's Patreon, somebody just got their package today. So they're really behind. If I know I don't typically send out the tracking numbers for stuff because I'm pretty lazy about doing stuff like that. Horrible customer service from Miller Prospecting. But if you don't get your package within a week, email me and I'll send you the tracking number. But it's just weird. I don't know why, because I have one of my Patreon members is in Alaska, and he got his package in 3 days, and somebody that was in, the state next door to me took them 20 days to get their package. So, I don't know. Bear Prospecting, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Ortiz, how's it going? Lurking in the background. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Honestly, I kept forgetting to submit my guess. As soon as you post it, you just got to guess. I know a lot of people try to wait to see what the guesses are going to be, and they want to I'll wait and figure out and, see the pattern. You're going to forget. Best thing to do is as soon as you see me make the post on guess the gold, just go there and guess. Just guess it and put your guess in because you've got the same shot. Everyone could be totally wrong. You can look at somebody and say, ooh, they said 5 grams. I'm going to guess close to them. And they could be the furthest from the right answer. So... and I know this month was a little bit weird just because my package of gold was lost. So it took me a long time to put the guess the gold weight up. But for this month, for February, I will have it up next Wednesday, I guess, or Tuesday or Wednesday, depending. Maybe I'll do it right before the live show or something so I could tell everyone about during the live show, I could tell everyone to make sure they go guess. But I have the gold this month. I have everything all situated. So it'll be a lot easier. But yeah, this month was kind of messed up just because the gold was lost and I had to like rush to get gold to do the gold guessing and stuff. But, you know, I got mine early. Culver Prospect, how's it going, brother? My 2024 Paydirt champion, Culver Prospecting. Are you all sold out, brother? Are you all sold out? HD Shovelhead, thank you for being here. So, but yeah, hopefully everyone's been doing good. We do have some we've been doing some good videos. The championship is over. That's probably the two things that I really enjoy shooting the entire years that I do this is my championships and my Australia month. This year I'm not doing an Australia month because I need to wait until there's some new sellers in Australia. But the championship, since it ran a month late, you know, it was supposed to be in December and it came out in January. But I love doing the championship battles. That's probably one of my funnest things, just because when you do Paydirt reviews, you usually have an inkling on what the review is going to be like while I'm shooting it. You know, if there's no guarantee, I'll be like, okay, this isn't going to be very good. If they do have a guarantee, but the price is high, and, you know, you can kind of wager on what it's going to, the outcome's going to be even before I shoot it. You know, if I already know the customer service sucks, if I know it took them a month to ship it and they were charging, you know, had a guaranteed 50% ROI, you kind of know what the review is going to be like. But with the championship, it's all the best of the best. And I just like it. And then I love it so much just because there's so many Paydirt sellers now that I can do a Paydirt championship. I mean, a lot of my regulars here, a lot of my old time Patreon members, you guys will remember, you know, back 6 years ago, it'd have been hard pressed to do a championship. It really would have been. So, you know, we would have been doing, you know, winch mining, Gold Bay, and, you know, maybe like Jimbo's Gold. You know, there would have been those three battling it out. That would have been it. You know, maybe it had a fourth seller in there somewhere, but it would have just been the top 4 sellers. And I mean, it took me, I think, 2 weeks to go through all the sellers just to whittle it down to the top 8. You know, and there was a couple in there that didn't make it that I'm going to be reviewing this year later on. Gold Baron didn't make it into my championship this year just because he didn't have a 1 gram bag of Paydirt available until right around I'd already bought up all my Secret Shopper stock. So there's a lot more sellers every year that are, you know, putting out good Paydirts, which is really good. You know, Mentally Corrupted, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. And anyone, if I miss you, I apologize, but thank you very much for joining the show. Let me do this just so my mods don't. There we go. I'm going to just pin, if anytime during the live show, just go to the pinned message above. We're going to be giving away spot number 2 of 3. This is kind of behind as well. Oh no, did I lose my camera? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I lost my camera, so give me a second. All right, there we go. I don't know why that happened. Should be all back. I guess it like that profile pic I was putting up there. I was like, it's been freezing up a lot lately. I don't know. I might have to swap out the camera or something. All right. Hey, Casey. Yeah. The delay, by the time you hear me talking again, you'll see that I'm all fixed. But all right. Megadog555, thank you for joining the show. Chris W., thank you for joining the show. Donna, thank you very much. Way too kind. Hopefully you're not looking at me frozen while you sent that. But yeah, back to the pinned comment. There is a pinned comment in chat above, and it's spot number 2 of 3. And once we fill the 3rd spot the following week, I have a 1/4 gram bag of Paydirt to give away. And right now, the only person on there is PA Patriot. So PA Patriot needs some company. He needs 2 more people, and spot number 2 will be filled today. So, Charles King, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So I see gold spot is going up, 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 up. So what was it? It was $91. I looked earlier today, $91.81 per gram. It's just crazy. Gold is slowly going up, and I will say, I am really surprised that gold is still going up with the person Trump that was elected, because he's so, well, you know, Elon Musk, our new president, is huge into Bitcoin right now and Dogecoin and all these other ones. And I really thought they were going to push all their, you know, meme coins and all these other things, and gold would kind of drop with that. But Bitcoin and all the rest of them are tanking right now. So they're all tanking and going down in price. They're really not being a steady increase, and gold's steadily going up. So that's pretty good, I guess. Not for if you're buying Paydirt, but 91.81, that's just crazy. All right, where are we? There we go. Trying to reset up after my frozen camera deal, but 91.81. So hopefully everyone's got some good Paydirt. Everyone's out hitting those streams. It's going to start getting warm enough that you can go out and hit those streams. And at 91.81, it's kind of worth it. I might have to go hit up the Rain Man and go join him. I can deal with some rain at $91 a gram, so. Yeah, and I redid my shelves. If anyone doesn't notice, I don't think there's really too much new up there. I think I just moved it all around so it looks new. I think the only thing new is the Fire and Ice bag from Troubled One, because I had another bag of Troubled One that's somewhere else now. I don't know where I put the other one. Oh, it's up here. You probably can't see it behind there. But yeah, he had the little canvas bag ones, and everyone knows I love like the cool little bags. So. But all the rest of them are the same. I just kind of moved everything around on the shelf, some to make some more room, because I do have a couple more Paydirts coming in for the shelf, I think, over the next couple months, or some that I want to get. So next up, I'll be getting rid of the train. So once I get rid of the train, I'll have a couple more spots I can put on there. So, but I do like the way it looks a little better now. It was time for a dusting anyway, so. What was it when you started? 35. When I first started doing Paydirt reviews, gold spot was right around $35. So it's crazy to think that, you know, if I would have been saving my Paydirt, see, it was just, if I'd have been saving all my Paydirts and putting them on a shelf ever since I started, like if I would have just told myself, buckle down, put 1 bag of Paydirt on my shelf every single month, when it was $35, I'd almost have tripled my money by now. But unfortunately, with the Paydirt review business, it's a little bit too expensive. I wouldn't suggest doing it. If you want to do reviews, do like cereal or something, so at least you get something good to eat out of it, you know, and it's inexpensive. My main cost is secret shoppers, and in fact, I think I was crunching the numbers the other day. I'm actually going to have to probably switch my secret shoppers from shipping to me with the United States Postal Service to UPS or FedEx. So my secret shopping prices are going to go up and up and up, just because United States Postal Service is losing a lot of my packages, and I get so stressed when a $1,000 package gets lost. Then I buy more gold and it gets lost. It's just, you know. Oh. Brad Welch, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Metal Detecting Mermaid, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Matt Philly, how's it going? Refoges, well, there you go. It's always nice to find 1/10 ounce. I know I have a couple. I have 2 gold coins I inherited that I just got from my mom that I need to go sent into NGC to have graded. So I've just been too lazy. I don't want to spend the money to get the grading. And the only coin store in my town that does grading is really shady. Like all the reviews on it are that, you know, it's some dude in his house that's really mean. And I was like, I don't really want to give him, you know, 2 1/4 ounce gold coins. So, but I need to go get them graded so that way I can put them on my shelf behind me and, you know, have them for my kids. Scott Junkins, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And anyone, again, if I miss you, thank you so much for joining the show. I appreciate it. We're not going to be doing any panning tonight, so you don't get to see any wonderful gold tonight. I might have a vial of it somewhere around here. But all you're going to get to see really is me giving away some Tuesday tailings. Now, for my $79 members who are guaranteed Paydirt, I will tell you, the material you're getting this month is, and this is just for the $79 tier members, they're guaranteed bags of Paydirt. It is the Amaze 6 Paydirt I had mixed with the Paydirt I got from Germany. So it's going to be really black, really tough stuff, but got some fine gold in it and some medium-sized gold in it, but just the material should be pretty unique for everyone to pan out. Oh, that's awesome, Keith. How's it going? Keith and Win? That's awesome. Y'all hitting the gold. That's the whole reason, you retire to do it, is to do a thing. Do you do anything with Goldbacks? No, Goldbacks is a scam. Goldbacks is 100% a scam. I mean, it's a legit scam, but because it's, legit, but it's a scam. It just, spending, paying $5 for something worth $2.50 is, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the amount of money you have, the price that gold has to go up with a Goldback for you to recover your money is just astronomically. Goldbacks remind me of the old coins you used to see on TV before the internet. Like when you'd see, like these companies like Whitman or something saying, oh yeah, you get all these gold eagles and, silver eagles, and they would charge you 3 to 4 times what they were worth just because they would be in a plaque or something, a plaque that cost them $1 to make. So it reminds me of that. Goldbacks are just, and like the number of stores, I mean, their whole thing was touted, especially in Colorado and a couple of the other states, that you could go to stores and use them. But most stores don't accept them. Like even if you go to the Goldback website, the stores that they have listed, something like 75 to 80% of the ones they listed no longer take Goldbacks because it's just not worth it for them, because they can't do anything with them. They did it at first because they're like, oh, this is cool. But then once they had a stack of Goldbacks that they had zero, they couldn't get rid of, it was pretty, I mean, they're cool looking, but that's about it. I mean, they're cool looking, and if you want to buy one, $5, $10, buy $1 or $2 Goldbacks to put in your safe for 20 years from now. Yeah, they're worth it. But I mean, I know somebody personally who probably spent over $1,000 on Goldbacks, and 2 years later he was ditching them, just trying to just get most of his money back, just because it was just such a bad investment. Well, if you got Goldbacks for free, like I said, getting $1 worth of them, it's the same thing as buying a $5, coin. It's worth it. You probably overpaid for it and stuff like that. But yeah, Goldbacks are just not worth it. It's just their premium is too much, and I don't understand. They don't need the premium. There's another one. I think it's called Carrot Bar. And I actually like the Carrot Bar better than the Goldback, because the Goldback, there's a ton of videos out there of people melting their Goldbacks to try and recover the gold, and they never can recover the amount of gold that they say is in there. But they have a bar, I think it's called the Carrot Bar with a K, K-A-R-T, where it's a dollar bill looking bill, but in the center it's kind of punched out and it's clear, and they actually have the gold there. And those is about the same premium. They're not, issued by, I think they're issued by some country, I think. But they look cool. I think they look much cooler, because worst comes to worst, you could always cut that little, piece of gold out and you have a tiny, 100th of a gram piece of gold. So, yeah, Brad, that's it. They're a curiosity. They're something to put in your safe, I mean, I had some for a while. I think I had like 10 $1 bills, but I ended up giving them away, just to people over the time. So, but like if you have kids and you want to buy, or grandkids, you want to put a couple in a safe, and 20 years from now, that $1 Goldback might be worth 30 or 40 bucks, and some kid will love it, Well, you got to hit it hard, Keith. You got to hit it hard, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're always going to have people in any community that, think that you should do things. Like it's the same thing with stackers. You will see a lot of stackers who absolutely hate stacking copper. And then they have other ones that just, just copper, just hoard it, hoard it, hoard it. And, I know somebody that has, something like 2 tons of copper pennies in his basement. He's like, but, somebody's going to always love one thing and someone's going to hate the other. It's just the way it works. So me personally, I don't think Goldbacks are worth it, and I don't think copper's worth it. Copper is the most recycled element in the world. Something like 90% of all copper gets recycled every single year. I mean, it's just unbelievable the amount of copper that gets recycled. So, its value isn't going to go up as high as gold or silver. So it's cheap. It's the same thing as a Goldback. You can buy one Goldback for $5. Buying $5 worth of gold, you're not gonna be able to do it. Like if you go on eBay and buy $5 worth of gold, you're probably only gonna get $2.50 worth of gold because they got to ship it to you. So it's probably the same thing. Wheezing. Sorry to hear about that, wheezing. Yeah, brother. I feel for you, brother. Steven Stark, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, don't concentrate, brother. Just listen. Listen and don't even look at my ugly mug. That's just going to make it worse, brother. PA Patriot, what's up, my brother? One more time, we're going to start doing the drawings, start seeing who guessed the gold weight. It's not going to be a long show tonight. I got some stuff to do tonight, so I probably should shoot a video later tonight, but I'm going to probably be lazy and go watch a movie or something and clean my house before my kids come over and wreck it. But, so yeah, we're going to do, make sure before we go up, go do the pinned comment above. I did pin it tonight for the win the spot number 2 of 3. So you can get a chance to win a bag of Miller Prospecting's Paydirt. And this is spot number 2. Next week will be spot number 3, and then the following week we'll give it away. So, $250 bag of Paydirt just for joining the show. You can't beat that. Hey, Dina, thank you very much. Yeah, just lurk, nothing else. So, and then we're going to do the gold guessing. And, again, thank you to all my Patreon members who make these videos possible every single week and every 2 weeks. Let me do these Tuesday shows. I do have some really big reviews coming up for this month, the next month. I have the next 6 months planned, and I'm really excited about a whole bunch of the videos. There's some that, have questionable outcomes that I'm not sure about. But I do have a couple that I think are going to be really banger videos. A couple of really good battles coming up. More new Paydirt sellers. I found more new Paydirt sellers to review that nobody's reviewed yet. So I don't know what these other reviewers are doing that they're not finding these, but Rebel Dog, no worries, brother, no worries. I work. I'm one of those people that I work half the time, if I see somebody live, I will put it on my phone and I'll just pop it up while I'm watching TV or cooking or something. And I don't even look at the chat. I'm like, don't look at the chat. Don't look at the chat. Because if you look at the chat, you're going to type something. Then you're hooked. Then you got to start typing. Because then someone will be like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, oh, okay, now I got to go sit down my computer and start typing. So I work on a lot of channels. But, all right, let me go. Make sure everything is set up. All right, 25. What should we start with today? Should we start with the $5, $10, or $25? I'm thinking we'll start with the 5, just because we have the least number of guesses in 5, then it goes to 10, then we go 25. My $25 members, they want that gold. I don't know what it is. Again, and I will emphasize this again, if you are a Patreon member, guess. I know a lot of people don't like guessing the gold and they just want some wheel, but just guess. I mean, I put parameters. So if I say it's, between 1 gram and 2 grams, just pick a number. Just pick a random number in between there and guess. You never know, you could win. You might lose, but if you don't try, you always lose. So, no. So, all right, let me set up. What are we going to do? We're going to do the $5 one first. So, all right. We need to do, there we go. All right, that one's all set up. So yeah, so we're going to start with the $5 tier. $5 always, yeah. So we'll start with the smaller one first. It's got the least number of guesses. And it's so weird too, because usually I have the most members in my $5 and $10 tier and my $25 tier, because it is expensive tier. And I appreciate everyone that's willing to give $25 a month for to support this channel. It does have the biggest pile of gold, but it is a pricey tier. But I always have usually almost a little bit more than half of the other tiers in 25. But y'all 25, y'all guess. Y'all make sure. Yeah, I know. That's why I said it is much harder for the gold guessing, because you have to remember, I don't know any better way to I was going to allow people to guess on the videos themselves, but the problem with that is I get so many people that, have different YouTube names and they have Patreon names, or, I can't tell the difference between the two. And then I get a lot of randos that post, and I don't want to be sorting through 50 random people guessing, to try and figure out my Patreon members. And I don't want to bug people by texting them. I had to actually text someone the other day. I was like, guess. Right. And the only other thing I could say is probably guess early. Always guess early, because if you decide to wait, I think that's when you'll forget and miss it. So, but all right, we're going to do the $5 video first. So let's post this up here, and then we'll watch that, and then we'll see who won the $5 tier. Let's watch. Here we go. $5. Here you go. Here's what y'all saw. Now, I had to shoot this video different than I usually do, because I had new editing software that I didn't know how to use quite yet. Or I didn't think I would have editing software. That's when my editing software went out that morning. So I had to just shoot the video and kind of just cut it. So I think it's going to get to it. I must just be talking a whole bunch. Here we go. There we go. I knew it was going to get to it. So there we go. That was it. 0.500 grams. But remember, we're only going two numbers. So 0.5 grams for the $5 tier. And then we'll pop up the sheet so we can see everyone's guesses. And there we go. That's the $5 guesses. We had Chris W., Alaskan Assassin, Richard Zeich, Ken Gentleman, the Prospector, Todd Warsaw, Out of Print Games and Hobby, David Danderan, Dorothy Richardson, Matt Philly, Eric H., and Chris Vanilla. And if you go through the numbers, you can see somebody guessed exactly 0.5, and that was Matt Philly. So congratulations to Matt Philly. He's the winner for the $5 bag. One of these right here, Tuesday Tailings, $5 bag, and it's got a 0.5 gram of gold in it. So congratulations to Matt Philly. I think that's the first time you won. When I was going through these lists, the first person I would see, I was like, oh, they've won before. They're really good at guessing. Then somebody would get a little bit closer and a little bit closer. So congratulations to Matt. You killed it. Got it right on the dot, 0.50. Now, I will say I'm going to be changing things up with the gold guessing just so it's not always in the same area. For right now, I think for my $25 tier, I have a first place, second, and third. Some months I might only do one place just so I can have more gold, or sometimes I'll have 4 places so I can have less gold in there, just to keep, so everyone's not guessing the same amount every single time. But congratulations to Matt Philly, and he is here tonight. So Matt Philly, thank you for being a Patreon member and great at gold guessing. Next time you see one of those jars full of candy, to guess. John Gear, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So I will get that out to you tomorrow, Matt. That will be going in tomorrow's mail. So we got Matt. I can do that one. So we have, let me write this down. $5 done. Then we have 10, 10, 25, 25, and 25. So next up, we're going to do the $10 video. Let me change the sheet out. So there we go, $10. There we go. So now we'll watch the $10 video. Now for the $10 video, we had a first place and a second place. The first place is whoever guesses the closest, But second place is a 1/4 gram bag of Paydirt. So if you come in second place, it's a runners up. It's just a 1/4 gram of gold in a bag of Paydirt, and it's for being that close, but not close enough. So let's watch the $10 video. And there we go. So now on next month, or for this month's Patreon guess it might be small gold again. I'll have to dig around. I think I might have a couple little nuggets laying around that I could put in, so it's just not all, the same sized gold this time. This again was just because, had a package lost in the mail. There we go. That is it. And who's sending something? Who's being way too kind to me? Well, I'm not looking. So, I know what this number is, but you don't know what it is. No. There we go. And you can see a pattern here, I think. So for the $10 members, it was 0.75. 0.75. And here, let me check out. Wrench, what's up, brother? Thank you very much. Thank you for lurking, man. Oh, man, sorry to hear about that, man, brother. Drink lots of orange juice and sleep a lot, brother. Sleep as much as you can. But thank you very, very much. Mandy's Candy, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. All right, let's pop up the review sheet for the $10. We'll see who it is. And again, this is 0.75 grams. We had Randy Klatt, the Neanderthal prospector, at 0.92. Jason G, 0.85. Sean McEland, 0.87. Wesley Hatfull, 0.81. Brad Thompson, 0.69. Richard Dow, 0.71. Knights 880 at 0.74, and he is the winner. Knights 880 has guessed before, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he won another one or he came in second place, but Knights 880, y'all need to watch him. David Edgar, 0.76. He comes in second place because he guessed after Knights 880. These are in order as they guessed. Stephen LeBlanc, 0.58. Package total, 0.61. William Poley, 0.89. So everyone was pretty close. But Knights 880 killed it. And David Edgar would have won it if Knights 880 wasn't so close. So there we go. Knights 880. I don't think either one of them is here tonight. But Knights 880, he's the winner. He gets the bag with the 0.75 grams in it. And David Edgar, he'll be getting a bag with 0.25 grams in it. So that's awesome. And we can fix the sheet for the $25, the big money. This is one that everyone's curious about. There we go. Let me catch up on chat for a second. Make sure I don't miss anything. The next one is 1 gram. No, I guess. Well, I guess, yeah, if you did that theory, yeah, it would be. But you got to think, it's $5 and then $10 and then $25. So it's not just doubled. It's like an exponential thing. So I did try to make it easy this time because I was like, okay, it's all going to be one-sized gold. We're going to make this easy. So JP, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Chef V, thank you as well. Steven, it's like I said, I suck at this. I would be horrible at this. It's one of the reasons why I put in the thing like guess between 0.5 and 1 is because I would have been guessing like 4 grams, 3 grams, 0.01. I can never tell. Even when I'm panning stuff, like I guarantee you, I've been reviewing 1 gram bags for 10 years, close to 10 years. And whenever I still see 1 gram of, I'll be panning, I'll see a gram and be like, man, this bag's going to be short. And then I go weigh it and it's like 1.1 and I'm like, oh, okay, well maybe it is. I can't tell you the number of times I've done reviews where I've thought, oh, I got skunked on this bag. And just to have it, so. So far, congratulations. We've got 3 winners. Next up is going to be the $25. Now, for the $25, we got 3 places. We got the Guess the Gold. So however much gold that is, that's what will be in the first bag for that winner. We have a second place with a 1/2 gram, and then a third place with a 1/4 gram. So, and again, next month, or for this month or the next Patreon Live. I am going to try and have some nuggets and different size gold in it. That video will come out next week. I just have to root around and see if I can't find some chunky gold. I got a video I'm shooting this weekend, so hopefully I'll get some good gold out of it. Road trip in 2 weeks, PA Patreon. Aren't you always like permanently on a road trip, brother? I'm so bad I rarely guess. I know. That's what I'm saying. Everyone should guess. I mean, you have nothing that worse that could happen is you could guess and be right, and you could guess and be wrong. One of those, you walk out with some gold in your hands, and gold's going up and up and up. So you definitely want to guess. So, all right, we're going to do the $25 video. Let's watch that one here. I should have edited these. I guess I didn't want to edit them down because I wanted to make sure everyone could see that the, camera was on the whole time. I didn't want to have that, those accusations showing up, that it's rigged. So there's a big pile of gold that KC String thinks is 1 gram. But it is not, I assure you, it is not 1 gram. I actually know how much this one is because I watched these videos earlier when I was putting them up here. So, all right, it should be showing it up. There we go. 2.25. So 2.25 grams is going to go to the winner today. Let's get rid of that video, and we'll do up the review sheet or the guest sheet. And there we go. There we had 22 guesses. So there was only a couple people that didn't guess. We had Jacob, PA Patriot, Josh Ortiz, James Staudy, James Culver, Plow Dog, KC Sering, Rebel Dog, Keith and Wynn, Joel Jeffrey, Mike Reed, Donna Corinne, Norman Winterwood, Brad Hayden, David Desaltels, Alan Curie, Justin Preet, Bradley Lacey, Mark Sheldon, Scott LeMay, HD Shovelhead, and Wrench Repairs. So I have to say, when I first did this, when I was doing this sheet, I thought Jacob E23 nailed it. I said he won 2.23. Nobody's going to get closer. But nope. Joel Jeffrey, he came in with the win, guessed 2.25. Joel Jeffrey is the winner. And then when I scroll, then I thought, as soon as he won, I was like, well, that's not too bad. Jacob still comes in second place. But nope, Scott LeMay came in at the last second with a 2.24 guess, comes in second, and then Jacob E23 is knocked down all the way to third place. So he came in as a banger, and unfortunately still takes third place, so he still gets some gold. So, but the big winner is Joel Jeffrey. So, and Joel is in chat, so congratulations. 2 of the winners are in chat tonight, so I guess that's some good luck if you're in chat, so. All right, we can get rid of that. Now it's just the ugly mug. Now y'all just have to look at the ugly mug. No, you didn't. You didn't guess. And I didn't realize it until after the deadline had passed. There was a couple people I saw that didn't guess. So this month, like I said, last month was kind of a hiccup with the gold getting lost and the video coming up late. Because usually I put reminders for myself to tell people. I got 4th place. It's so close. The $25 one, it's a little bit harder for the $25 tier just because there's a bigger distance between guessing. So it makes it a lot harder to guess. But it does make it a little bit better that, there's a 2nd and 3rd place. So, which I probably will keep. I probably will keep these there. I will say some months I might have to put a little bit less gold and then save that gold for the next month. So you don't want to be a tier member for just 1 month. You want to stay Patreon member for months and months and months. You did guess? Wait, hold on. You still didn't win. Did you guess? Hold on. Man, I suck at this. I just went through it. I double checked. I just went through it and double checked it. Oh, Lord, I'm not logged in. I have to take your word for it. Let me see. Log in. I don't even know if this is. Let's see. Maybe I was trying to rig it against you. All right, Miller Prospecting. Log in. I hope yours is the only one I missed. Oh, I did. How did I miss yours? You were in between Keith. Oh well. Well, you get a participation prize. I, oh well. I apologize for that. Luckily, you didn't win, and you weren't close, but you still get a participation prize. It's going to take me forever to get the hang of this silly thing. So, I need to. Yeah, I see that wheezing. No. Well, I apologize for that again. I'm gonna have to start triple checking and stuff. Like I said, this month was just messed up. Like I had it, so the contest ended last night at midnight. So I only had today to go through it. And I went through it this morning, and then I went through it a second time later today. And like even just then, I didn't see your name the first time I scrolled through it. I don't know why. So, but this month, like I said, this month will be much better. Next Tuesday, it'll either be before or after the live show. I'll post it. I'll probably do it maybe before or after. But next Tuesday, the guests will be up, so we'll have a lot more time to not only guess, but me remind people. It'll end on the 1st, and I'll have time to go through the stuff. I just paid for 9 months. Yeah, that's the one good thing about winning. If you win on Patreon, like your whole year is paid for almost, Hire one of your kids. I need to. I had my son go through my website a couple months back. I had to pay him to go through my website because I needed to know, like, when I was updating my website where I put the last 100 ROIs on there, I don't keep track of the ROIs. So I had to have him go through every one of my videos, like the last 100 videos I had, write down who the seller was and what the ROI was, just so I could do that on my website. So I might have to do that. But like I said, this time I only had today. So today I had to, make the sheets and do all this stuff, get the videos, move the videos down to this computer. And I just, there's a shanky month with the United States Postal Service. Not only losing my gold once, but losing 2 shipments of gold. So, and then they lost a third package. The package I had from a secret shopper got delayed for a couple of days. So, but I'm definitely going to, I promise you, we'll get better and better at this. I do need to email Patreon again because I need to look because I think a certain Patreon person is still doing giveaways, very blatantly doing giveaways and still has giveaways in their Patreon. That if I can start doing giveaways again, so, see, we can't go back to the old days of the wheel. I don't think they'll let me, but, I think we're stuck on this gold guessing. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out better ways to streamline it, make it better so people can guess. That's the main thing is I think it would be a lot more fun if I can make sure that everyone guessed. I don't know how to make it to force people to guess, but we'll figure it out. But congratulations to the winners. We had, 6 winners this month. So congratulations to you all. I don't know if we'll do 6 again for next month. We probably will. I like having bonuses. So yeah. United States Postal Service is just absolutely horrible now. But it's part of the thing is, they're trying to get rid of all these companies. They're trying to privatize everything. And, the more you make something suck, the more you can convince people to, oh, maybe we should privatize this. But yeah, the United States Postal Service, they were never great, but COVID just ruined it. The United States Postal Service was probably ruined by COVID more than anything else, just because they got so backlogged. I mean, they had warehouses stuffed gill to gill, sealing the floor wall to wall with packages. And they've just never been able to catch up because then after COVID, the mail force shrunk. I think they lost something like 20% of their employees. They closed branches all over the place to try and cut numbers and save money. And, you can't catch up. If you get behind and all of a sudden you have less employees, less places, it's too hard. So, But yeah, that's why I think I'm gonna be switching all my Paydirts to. I mean, I can't do anything about the Paydirt vendors, but I think with my secret shoppers and me sending out stuff, I might switch to United Postal Service. The only thing that sucks is there's not one close to me. I have to find a drop box and something like that. So I did like those big copper rounds you used to give away. I know I was thinking about doing that, but the only problem is, so what I might do is one thing I've floated doing for Patreon is sticking with the gold guessing, but doing it so like the $5 tier would have a gold guess, the $10 tier would have a gold guess, but then the $25 tier would have a gold guess, but it'd be much smaller. It'd be like, 1 gram. You'd be like right at the 1 gram that KC had. But then every single $25 tier member would also get something in the mail. So you'd get, like a silver gram bar or a quarter gram bar. I don't know the numbers. But then the only problem with that is then it has to go in an envelope. And if the envelope gets lost, it can't be replaced, or it starts getting too expensive. But I have thought about doing something like that. So it'd be a kind of a combination where you'd still have a chance to win, a decent amount of gold, because if you won 1 gram and you're a $25 Patreon member, that pays for 4 months. But then every single month, you'd still be getting like a $10 item in the mail every single month. So, you could do something like FGW does for his. He has meetings. Yeah, the problem with that is, so the way Patreon works is, I don't know, I haven't watched his, I think, didn't FGW move his to off camera, so he doesn't do his live anymore, and he doesn't do videos, he just tells you who won. I know he wasn't ever doing his live, he always just, but he showed you, like in the old FGW ones, Jason would show you the entire thing, like, let me pick the numbers and do this, but I thought he switched them to go off, so he would just come out and now he says who won. And I've never wanted to do that. I've never been a fan of just telling people who won. I want people to see the results and, watch the wheel spin and stuff like that. But back to the main problem with that is when you sign up for Patreon, you agree that you won't violate their rules, not only on Patreon, but off Patreon. Because that's where we got in trouble. My Patreon never said giveaway on it. My Patreon never said giveaway. My Patreon said gaw or other words. I would said... I forget how I phrased it, but I never even said the word gaw. I said that you would be in like a contest for, monthly Paydirt. And that was it. Or it was a nugget hunt. That's what I used to call it. I said you'd be entered in the nugget hunt. So I didn't say giveaway. I didn't say gaw. I didn't say huck or anything like that. I said every single month you would be in. But they did is they came to my YouTube channel and they watched. They watched a video of me doing a wheel. And that's violated their terms. So it sucks, it's big brothery of them coming to my YouTube channel, watching a live show that's recorded and seeing that I'm saying it's a giveaway. So hey, speak of the devil. Thank you very much, Jason. Thank you very much. Way too kind. I really appreciate that, brother. We're just transferring money back and forth. No. So, and that's the problem is if I start doing the wheel or something like that, is Patreon could come here, see that and say like, oh, you violated our rules. And, and then this would be my 3rd strike. They've already told me twice about doing it. They warned me once and I kind of just stuck with it anyway. And then they came back and they, closed my site down. And that was the first time they closed me down. And they closed me down and said they didn't want to see the wheel. So get rid of Patreon and do something email. Well, the problem with that is you can do something like that, but I kind of like, I don't know. I've thought about doing that. You can do, PayPal has a form of doing it, but the problem is it's hard to track. So I don't want to do YouTube. You can't do YouTube. You can't do coffee, buy me a coffee or whatever it is. You can't do OnlyFans. OnlyFans, they allow it, but OnlyFans allows anything. They all have rules. So if you do the YouTube one, they take 40% of your money off the top, and then you violate the rules. The only way you could do it would be PayPal, but then it gets kind of, not everyone likes to use PayPal. There's no hub, essentially like I can send messages through Patreon to people thanking them for joining. I can keep contact with them. And with something like PayPal or some other form, it's just all offline and it makes it kind of sucky. So Well, the reason they don't want giveaways, and it's a valid reason, is because then it gets into the, I mean, I don't know if you know, but like Big Texas and doing things like doing a giant wheel where you're selling spots. And essentially that's what it is people that are allowed to do giveaways. All right, I'm gonna have to watch your last one and see how you do it, Flower. And plus, I try not to copy other people, so, but I will watch his and see if I can't find some middle ground to do something. Like I said, this year is just going to be doing stuff that applies and keeps me legitimate until I can figure out something new. So I'll have to watch. Let me see. I'll watch Jason's last one and see how he does his. No. And see if I can't put my own spin on it so it's not the same. See, look, setting up subscriptions. Yeah, I can set up subscriptions. That's not the problem. So the problem with subscription stuff like that is there's nothing in between. You know, like with Patreon, I get your address. It's always on file. I can message you on Patreon. You can message me on Patreon. Whereas with something, you know, and I have a database. I can look at it and say, here's this, how long he's been a member, when did he join, you know, when did he leave, what months has he paid and stuff like that. Whereas with a subscription service through like PayPal, it's not there. You know, it's just not there. So I even shake the can. I'm gonna watch your last one. I don't usually watch them because I don't think I'm entered in them, or I have zero chance of winning them. Which I don't want to win, by the way. If you ever pull my name, just put my name back in and say he doesn't want to win. Unless it's a super cool prize. If it's first place, maybe I'll take it, but but I'll definitely have to watch and see how you do it. No. But like I said, with the subscription services, it's just I get to keep the money and I can do what I want. But I'll have to look because I'll bet money. I'll bet money that PayPal has something against it, you know. And I don't know any other services. You're like, you don't want to do Cash App or something else like that because then that's, you know, it's all kind of weird. Jason wants to get my goal. Like I said, I'm still working on it. I thought of one the other day, a loophole around it, and I looked at it and I went through it and, you know, wrote it all down and did a practice and wouldn't have worked. So. I mean, I am trying, I think the gold guessing works. The only problem with this is you're not automatically entered. So, I mean, I guess, let me think about something. Let me write this note down to myself. Because the odds are the exact same. Like if you just randomly guessed, if I told you to guess between 1 gram and 2 gram, no matter what you guess, you pretty much have the same odds as if you spun a wheel, you know? If there's 10 members and you guess 1.5, you've got, you know, if there's 10 choices, if the weight's either going to be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 or something like that. Square checkout. All right, here, let me look. I'll write that note down too. So one of the things is, so like I said, if the odds are the exact same between a wheel or you guessing, the only difference is you have to actually physically guess. You have to go to my Patreon site. You have to read the rules. You have to say, okay, I'm going to guess 1.5. Whereas with the wheel, you were entered automatically. You could ignore my Patreon for a month. You could go into a coma, go in a river somewhere and start digging for 30 days, come back and be like, woohoo, I won. That's pretty much the only difference. So maybe I'll try and figure a way to, if I could figure out a way to automatically enter people into the gold guessing, because that's what I'm thinking now. So like, let's say if instead of doing it the way I have it now, so right now I have it, so you guess in between 1 and 2. You can pick any number you want between 1 and 2. But what if instead I divide it by the number? So like, let's say I have 10 Patreon members and I say it's going to be either 1 through 2. You can either guess 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 1.10. Those are the only 10 guesses you can guess. And then every time someone guesses, like say HD guesses and he says, I want 1.1. Donna says she wants 1.2. Joel Jeffrey says he wants 1.3. Weezen says he wants 1.4. And then nobody else guesses. I could spin a wheel and say that now PA Patriot gets 1.5. You know, Jason gets 1.6, someone else gets 1.7. That way, everyone would have guessed. Even though you didn't technically guess, I could off camera spin a wheel and force a guess on you. And that way you'd have a chance to still win. I mean, we could do something like that. I mean, I'd have to look at it and see, you know, how I could do it. I mean, it would make it a lot harder on my end because I'd have to divide it by the number of them, so. Lost my mineral rights in Michigan. Oh, that sucks, Joel. What? Cheat. So, I mean, I'm always up for suggestions. You know, everyone knows my email. It's Dylan@Miller Prospecting. I will look into the Squarespace thing. I'll have to look at all their stuff and stuff like that. You got booted? What? Not a good amount. Rocky Mountain. What's up, Brad? How's it going? Mark Sheldon, thank you for joining the show. Anyone else I miss again? So, I mean, I know the gold guessing isn't the perfect thing, but it, you know, it kind of filled in the spot where I don't get banned from Patreon, because that would just, you know, I don't need that headache of waking up one day and not have Patreon and have to be scrambling to find it. So, the Keno Land Company. But, you know, because we could always, you know, I have thought about going back to the old days where, you know, tier members just got a prize every single month. But if I did that, then the $5 tier wouldn't be able to get anything. There's just no way I could have any prize that I can ship to a $5 tier member every single month and actually make money off the $5 tier to do Paydirt reviews. You know, I could ship them something, but then at the end of the day, after Patreon fees and shipping them something, since, you know, even shipping an envelope costs $1.50 nowadays. If I shipped them a cop around, the $5 tier would be break even, and then I wouldn't have any money to buy Paydirt and review it. So, I think that's a banger idea. We maybe do that, something like that. This way, PA gets more spots. So, I mean, we could do something. I mean, actually, I could do something with so I could use a number generator. They have number generators. I could do a number generator, and that way anyone who doesn't guess, I could plug in the numbers. I mean, they might guess the same number as somebody else. So let's say, for example, let's say HD, he didn't guess this month. I could, at the beginning of the show, say, let's go to the number generator. And the number is, I don't remember what we guessed between this one. I think this one was like 1.5 to 2.5. Say guess between 1.5 and 2.5 for HD. And then we would fill in HD's spot. But then somebody might get, the only problem I would see with that, this way everyone would get a guess. They might not win, but, you know, at least you still get the guess chance. But the only problem with that, would somebody get mad if, like, let's say you sat there, you struggled, you looked at the video, you guessed, and then all of a sudden the robot comes in on the day of the guessing and guesses for HD, you know, and then he wins. All right, hold on a second. Here, let me pop out chat again. Let me see. Let me read what your idea was. See, the problem, you can't do that, Jason, because so that's just random. So what the rule is on Patreon is you can't have, somebody can't win randomly. It has to be It can't be a giveaway or a raffle. It has to be a contest. That's the rule. There has to be some input from the member. So essentially, they don't want you selling raffle spots, which is essentially what you're doing. If you're doing a giveaway, like if I say by being a $25 member, you're entered in a giveaway, you have no participation whatsoever, that's a raffle. And that's illegal. You like if any state, like in my state, to run a raffle, I need a license. It has to be licensed so that way it can be verified. And there's a reason that they're doing that is because people, okay. The reason that Patreon is cracking down, and I try not to badmouth any other channels or any other things or say too much about them, even though I will shoot a video about them if I think it. But when people like Big Texas Prospecting, he raised an enormous amount of money through Patreon by doing raffles. He said, join my $10 tier, join my $5 tier, you get one spot on this board. Nobody got prizes. People were reporting him because he was scamming. He wasn't giving people spots. So if you invested $500, if you bought 10 tier members or 10 spots, and all of a sudden you're on the board and you don't win, and some dude you've never heard of before wins, it gets, you're essentially, it's just a way to scam, that's why I do the live shows, because technically you can rig anything, and that's one of the problems. If you're doing something where it's random, you can rig it, And that's what they're trying to get rid of. By doing a contest, I can't really rig the contest. I can't say, oh, well, HD guessed 2.5, because you will all see that HD didn't guess 2.5. No. HD. No. And plus, not only that, you know how hard it would be for me to have to go through to see who is the oldest member on Patreon. Patreon sucks. But again, it all comes down, they don't want random. It has to be a contest. No worries, Mark. No worries. You had me so worried, though. I mean, I literally, as soon as I saw your email, I was like, oh no, what did I do? Because I mess up. Ask Weezen. I mess up every single time I do a Patreon appreciation show in some way or another. But that would have been a huge mistake, because I was like, oh my God, that means somebody didn't get their stuff. But no worries, brother. I appreciate that so much, though. So, like I said, if anyone can think of a way, there's the Jason way, and I could do stuff like off camera. I could always say, I could just do this with my head and say, oh yeah, so-and-so won. But, I don't want to do that. I'd rather do a live show and you could see who wins and who loses, the excitement of it. It's rough, like I said, coming up with something that abides by the rule, that's a contest. I want everyone to enter, so it's just finding a way that forces everyone to enter. I don't know how to do that yet. I'll have to think of some ways to do it, or do something like, Steven suggested, and move it all to a subscription service on my own website, which I'll have to look at. I do have some plugins I could use. I know there's some subscription stuff I could use from my website. Maybe I'll have to look into those and do those. So, because we could do that, then we'll go back to the old ways. So right now we have three options. I can stick with the Guess the Gold, and some people are going to be upset every single month because they forgot to guess, and they're going to be like, oh man, I could have won. Because if you forget to guess, you were going to guess 2.5. You're like, I wasn't going to guess 2.25. I was going to guess exactly 0.75, but I forgot. So the three choices are: we can stay with the Guess the Gold. We can, number two, I can figure a loophole around it, or switch to something else. I can essentially switch to my website and do a Patreon version of on my website, because I can do that. It'd be a lot of work, but I could probably build that. I could build a subscription service onto my website. So I could do that. Or the third choice would be to go back to the very, very old days where everyone just gets a prize in the mail, where everyone, except for the $5 tier, because I can't do it with postal service. So the $5 tier would get nothing. The $10 tier would probably get something copper or silver every once, like maybe copper every month, but then, every 6 months would get some silver or something like that. Then the $25 tier would get something every single month. So I mean, I thought about doing things like that or doing something where it's related. So like every 6 months you get a prize, so you wouldn't get anything every month, but then every 6 months you'd get something, and that would, I mean, I thought about doing it like that because then it would force people, but I hate to do that, where you force somebody to say, hey, you're going to be a Patreon member for 6 months or a year. But then the problem comes, like, what happens if somebody loses their job after 5 months and they can't be a Patreon member for 6 months and get that, 1 gram bag of Paydirt? It would just, I'd end up being like, okay, let me send it to you anyway. And then all of a sudden, then there goes that little bit of, say the way you're doing it. So, Culver. Yeah, I mean, I like the gold guessing. I personally like the gold guessing. I think it's more fun than just a random wheel. I think the main problem with the gold guessing is the people that forget to guess. Because, it is upsetting. Like, if I was like, oh, I'm going to go guess the gold, but hold on, my kids, I got to make them dinner. And then you go make them dinner, and then you totally forget. And unfortunately, there's no way to ping everybody. Like, if I could ping everyone and say, oh, don't forget to guess, maybe what I'll have to do is maybe I'll have to open up like a Discord or something else, or get everyone's phone number and just once a week, just ping everyone, text everyone, hey, here you go. Make sure you guess, No, I don't think people, because like I said, I think the odds are the exact same as if I spin a wheel or you guess, because you could literally, if I tell you the guess is between 1 and 2, you could just use a number generator and that could be your guess and you would have the exact same choice. So. Yeah, Revochers, like I said, I thought about doing that one. I mean, originally when I first started Patreon, that's what I did. I just sent people stuff every single month. There was no monthly show or anything else like that. But like I said, the only problem with that was, you get somebody that's 3 months in, they've been a Patreon member for 3 months, and all of a sudden they get sick. And you're like, And plus with mine, I have the way my channel works is, for me, if I take in $100 worth of Patreon, probably more than that, for me to buy a 1 gram bag of Paydirt, for example, for today, it would cost me probably $105, $110, probably $110 on average to buy a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. Add into that I have to then pay a Patreon member to ship it to me. It costs me probably on average $10 to $15 for a secret shopper because I have to pay them. I give them bags of Paydirt, make it worth their time. So that now means that 1 gram bag costs me $125. Add into it them shipping that bag of Paydirt to me, because even if it was free shipping from Culver to my secret shopper, I have to pay them to ship it to me. That adds in another $10. Now I've paid $135 for a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. It's $135 is what I paid, which means then I need to take in about $150 worth of Patreon money, because Patreon has a fee. They charge me a certain percentage just to buy that 1 gram bag. So now I've spent $150 on a 1 gram bag of Paydirt, which means that if I have, $10, $25 members, that's $250. I buy 1 gram bag of Paydirt to review for, content, and it leaves me $100 left over to pay for, the gifts for 10 members. That's $10 each. So there's not a lot of prize money left. Paydirt, that's what I said earlier in the show. If you want to do a review channel, don't do Paydirt. It's way too expensive. So, and that's generally why I stopped. Originally, when I first started Patreon and I was giving prizes away, I had some secret shoppers that were doing it for free. I had, non-Patreon members that were sending me bags of Paydirt to review and then taking it back. So it used to be cheaper to get it from China. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think the main problem with the Guess the Gold is just people that aren't entered because it's hard. So maybe I'll have to think of that. So either that or I might just, like I said, I might have to look in my website. I've been kind of busy this month and last month and this month. One of my really good friends is opening up a website and I've been helping him build his website out, and he's been bugging me that I haven't finished my website and finishing it. So, but I'll definitely look into maybe building my own Patreon on my website. So 6 people did not leave a comment. Link is up top. Yeah, make sure before the show ends, which it will be in a few minutes, the very top it says Nightbot, win spot number 2 of 3. If you can't afford to be a Patreon member, if you are a Patreon member, if you're just joining the live show for the first time, go up there, click that. There's a hidden video. If you go click there and leave a comment, we're filling up 3 spots because this is, for anybody. It's open to every single person. Is giving away a bag of Miller Prospecting's Paydirt with a 1/4 gram of gold in it, and this will be for spot number 2 of 3. Next week will be spot number 3. So it's hard. I just make a very uneducated guess and got lucky once. Yeah. No. Maybe I could even do. So like I said, one of the things I could do with the Guess the Gold is, I will run this by. This would be my best and easiest way I think it would work, and I would have to run this by Patreon to see if they're okay with it. Is what I could do is, like I said, I could set it up where I could say, in this bag is, what do you think this bag weighs? But instead of letting you randomly pick a number, is I could have the numbers already generated. I could say, you can guess 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Like right now, let's say I have 20 Patreon members. I could just pick 20 numbers, post that on the rules page. So like when I shoot the video, I wouldn't even need a video then. I could just show a picture. I could show the picture every single month and say, you pick a number. And then I would have a list. And as soon as, like, say, Joel Jeffrey, if he guessed 1.1, I'd put his name next to it. And the next person that guessed would get the next one. The only problem with that would be if somebody guessed the exact same, But then this way it would take out the, whole, oh, do I guess 1.31 or 1.32? I see somebody guessed 1.31. Do I, undercut them and guess 1.32? And this way it would be a static numbers. Like, you would always have the exact same numbers and people could guess it. No. All right, 8-3. Well, we already did the contest. Everyone knows who won and lost. Weezer was a big loser. I didn't even put him on the list. I was like, 2.1. So, that's one way we could do it. Again, people who don't guess wouldn't get put on the list, but it'd make it, I guess I could off camera fill them in and just randomly put them in there, and so every month it would look like it was full, but the people that did guess would know which numbers they guessed. So I don't know. Like I said, if anyone, my email, Dylan@Miller Prospecting, if anyone has any ideas, you can always feel free to email me and we can go back and forth with things. As long as it's not random. That's the whole thing. It can't be a random thing. It can't be a wheel. It can't be a bucket with numbers on it. Technically, that's technically you can't, technically, not technically, but we could always do stuff. And one of the things I don't ever want to do is I don't like to do things off camera. That's the whole reason. The original reason I started live shows was I started live shows doing the Patreon appreciation shows. And then I kind of worked it into doing Tuesday shows, and just the Patreon became one of the Tuesday shows. Oh, well, thank you for joining the show, Annie. I appreciate it. Tomcat, Josh, how's it going? Thank you. Since you're both late, make sure you go to the pinned comment above. We're getting ready to do the hidden video. So, but, like I said, one of the easiest ways to do it might just be to build it out on my own website, because then I could promote it as much as I want. So, well, I appreciate it, Dale. Oh, that's awesome. You're going to like that. Culver, 2024 Paydirt champion. I don't even really care about the prize. You don't even need to do it. I have thought about doing that as well, just getting rid of the prize altogether, but, just doing a massive Christmas one, because for Christmas, see, I don't mind. The only problem is I don't mind doing a giveaway like you saw for the Christmas. I used the wheel for the Christmas one. I don't mind doing it. If it was once a year, if I was only doing it once a year for Christmas, I wouldn't mind the wheel, because I would just say these are all people that are friends of mine. They wouldn't really be able to say it's only Patreon members. There'd be no way they could prove that there wasn't random people on the list that weren't on Patreon. So, you know, and then we could do some big old bags of Paydirt, you know, 10 grammars and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's something more to think about. Last month was kind of a rushed month. You know, January was kind of, you know, worried about, you know, $1,000 worth of gold being lost, then $600 being lost. So no pinned comment on my end. Hold on. It should be at the top. Let me see. Let me get the link for it, and I will just drop it and give it to you. There you go. That should be it. I just put it down there, and there you go. HD did it as well. Hummel Stacker, that's awesome. Glad to hear. Hope you enjoy it. So, but yeah, like I said, everyone can email me. We can always go over ideas. I'm always trying to think of stuff. Like I said, I randomly will think of an idea and be like, oh yeah. And then once I write it down and figure out like how it would shoot, how it would look on camera and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh man, okay. And yes, Jason, I did get the gold. It's a funny story. I think maybe you missed last week's show. I think I said it. So I had sent off $1,000 worth of gold because when I do these Paydirt bags, you know, over the course of like a couple of months, what tends to happen is I start getting a lot of chunky gold and then not like anything in the middle or in the bottom. And I had 0 flower gold and almost no 20 mesh gold. So I was like, okay, I need to sell all these really chunky plus 10 gold. So I sent off $1,000 worth of plus 10 gold so I could then buy smaller gold. It got lost. I had to put a whole bunch of gold on a credit card to do this thing. And then $1,000 worth of gold showed up. The guy paid me for it. I immediately ordered, I think it was $720 worth of gold. It got lost. I mean, it showed up, but it showed up a week late. It's just, it's a nightmare. And I don't mind like if I buy something and it gets lost, because then I can file a credit card charge back. I can tell them, file insurance and get my money back. But me sending off the gold, there was no insurance on it. And, you know, it's just been a nightmare with me and gold this year so far. So I've had a nugget get lost. I've had packages that I've sent out my Patreon members. Like last month's Patreon tier, someone just got their Paydirt today. Bradley, thank you, brother. I got your message. Glad it showed up. So, you know, things have just been, you know, that's why I appreciate my Patreon members so much. Y'all are wonderful. You know, keep the lights on in here. You literally do, because otherwise, if I didn't have Patreon, I'd close this studio down and this would become my new cat's house or something. He would come in here and just live in here. But, so, Saturday, I might have a video coming out. I have it right here, right next to me, is I might do an unboxing. I got something new in for my studio and to shoot videos with and do content. And I just got the thing in. I might do a video unboxing it. We'll have to see. If I do, that will come out Saturday. If not, then the next video will be up the following Saturday, and that will be a Paydirt battle, a good Paydirt battle. I think it's going to be a bigger Paydirt battle, some bigger bags of Paydirt, 2 big bags of Paydirt, with hopefully some good gold in it. Yeah. The man had I had an aneurysm. Don't worry about that. I did. That's why, like I said, this month has been kind of hectic with me with that getting lost, and you know, I haven't done anything with my website or anything else like that. It's just been, you know, tracking numbers every day and trying to figure out how I could, you know, recover and what credit cards has this. So, and yes, I did end up selling my gold cube. So I did end up selling that. So, and I still have more equipment. I have some more equipment that I'm doing some reviews on in the next couple months, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. You know, I don't know if you know, since I can't randomly give it away to Patreon members, I might sell them really cheap to Patreon members or do like guess the box or something. I don't know. I have to figure out stuff like that. But I have a whole bunch of more sluices. They're just clogging up my, you know, now that I have my Flower Gold Wizard sluice, that's the only thing I need, because, you know, the only thing I'm going to be missing is fine gold. I'm not going to be missing any chunky gold. I assure you that. So Culver's Paydirts are sold out. Big surprise. Big surprise. I knew he was going to sell out. I told a couple of people, I told him, look, if you're going to buy some Culver, buy it. I'm about to put out my championship battle. Yeah. But that's good. As long as he gets it in stock pretty frequently and he sells out, he needs to put I mean, I know people hate emails, but maybe he needs to put out a email thing where, he emails everyone when he's back in stock so he can sell it immediately. Yeah. And then next Tuesday, what are we panning out next Tuesday? I think we're going to be panning out next Tuesday some TNR prospecting, I think. So I think it's 1 or 2 bags. I have a couple bags from the Paydirt Championship, people who didn't move forward, like Goldbacks, he didn't move forward, so I have extra bags from him. Because this year when I did the Secret Shopper, I bought bulk. Like if I knew, like the 8 sellers that made it into the championship, I had one Secret Shopper buy 8 bags, and I had another one buy 8 bags, so that way when the 4 went through, then I had them buy 8 more bags. So I want a Culver bag low. You need to save up some money, man. I put stock up earlier, sold it in minutes. Yeah, you need to put up more stock, brother. That's good. It's always good. So, yeah, sadly, I sold it, Jason. I'll look around though. I think I still have, you know, um, another stack because I had a 4 stack and I think I had another stack, but it doesn't have a mat on it though. I'll have to look. And when I do, I'll just send it to you, if I can find it. I've got a couple boxes of stuff I need to go through that's all like, pumps and all kinds of stuff. You can do like Jeff Williams, guess the weight of a random item for the price. Well, Jeff Williams is special. Jeff Williams, if you look at Jeff Williams' Patreon, he clearly states the word giveaway. He clearly states it in his tier, giveaway. Patreon does not care about Jeff Williams. They're not going to go after Jeff Williams because Jeff Williams has like 10,000 Patreon members. So Jeff Williams makes Patreon a ton of money. I do not make Patreon a ton of money. I am one of the things is I'm grandfathered in with Patreon, so I pay less than most. Like I think even Jason probably pays a bigger percentage than I do to Patreon, but yeah. He makes them a ton of money. So they're not going to go after him. They're not going to complain to him. They're not going to shut him down. He could go on there tomorrow on Patreon and do a Patreon live and say, I'm giving away, giveaway, woohoo, giveaway, Slim, what are we doing? Giveaway. And they won't tell him anything. They'll sell. They will go and shake his hand. You could get the Patreon owner on the show with Jeff Williams, shaking his hand saying, Jeff Williams doing a giveaway, random. And they will not shut him down because he's making them bank. So if I did exactly what Jeff Williams did, they would still shut me down because what he's doing is random. So yes, he takes PayPal. He'll take anything. Culver will take a rock. He'll trade you gold for a rock, bro. All you have to do is send him like 4 pounds of rocks, and Culver will trade you a $5,000 bag. It's a gross percentage, but so when Patreon first opened, the percentage was less. I don't remember what it was, because I remember when I joined Patreon, there was a certain percentage, and then after like a year and a half of me being on Patreon, 2 years, they upped the percentage, and they said, you can join this, or you can stay grandfathered in. I mean, I don't know why anyone would want to stay grandfathered in, wouldn't want to do that, but they raised the percentage, and y'all pay more than I do, so. But yeah, Patreon is horrible. I'm definitely going to have to look at building one onto my own website. It's kind of the thing you like. It's the same reason why Paydirt sellers sell on eBay is because there's a lot more traffic. So it's a lot easier to tell somebody go to Patreon and support me because they know. They'll know you use Patreon. They know, Jason uses Patreon. They know Slim uses Patreon. So it's, they trust it. A lot more than if I say, hey, go to my website, millerprospecting.com, and put your credit card in there. If it's the right rocks. And y'all, I'm just messing. Do not ship Culver a whole bunch of rocks thinking you're going to get some gold. So yeah, and that percentage adds up, Rufotrus. I looked at it the other day because I was doing something and I was trying to figure out how much, the amount of money I should send out to Patreon members. And I was trying to get it exact. I said, well, let me just do it. Because I usually just kind of wing it. I'll be like, okay, this much. I'll send this much gold. I'll do this much. And it's kind of close. And then I looked and I said, well, how much are they taking out? And it's, it's not much. I think it's 10%, something like that. But that adds up. You know, if you take in $1,200 on Patreon, that's $120, you know. So you got to be careful with it. So Jason, yeah, that was the same way. I was with cell phone service. Who was it? I was with T-Mobile. Was with T-Mobile since they opened, and I had a contract with them that was grandfathered in. And I ended up leaving them because I got upset that they were giving away new phones to people and not me. And I was grandfathered. I was like, they were like, nope. You know, they're like, oh, if you change your plan, we'll give you a phone. And I'm like, no, I'm not changing my plan, going from like $20 a month to $100. I'm like, no. So then finally I was like, well, I'll just leave. Too late, they're already in the mail. But yeah, so, but I'll be thinking about it, you know, like I said, but next week, next Tuesday, we will have the new Guess the Gold Weight contest up. I don't think I'll have anything new ideas in the next week. So, and I would have let everyone know. We'd talk about it on Patreon for a while. We'll talk about it. If I ever decide to change the way we do Patreon appreciation, it will be slowly, you know, like I'll tell everyone this is what we're going to do. It'll be over the next 3 months or something. So next Tuesday, we will have to guess the gold weight, so put your guessing cap on. I'll try and think of a way to remind people and force people to guess more, so it, you know, we fill up the stack and make it a little bit closer. But, and then Saturday, might have an unboxing video, and then the following Saturday, Paydirt battle. Next Tuesday, I forget what we're panning out something. I'm going to say TNR prospecting, I think, is what we're doing. I will say in upcoming Tuesday later this month, upcoming Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday, I have a brand new Paydirt, a newly launching Paydirt coming out. We're going to be showing off on this channel. So 20-year plan. Yeah. So, but all right, let's go do the hidden video. Let me make sure everything is set up on my end. Yeah, we don't need that there. Let me go make sure all the comments are going through. Then we're going to give away spot number 2. Yep, all of them went through. So there we go. So let's shrink down the ugly mug. All right, there we go. Let's shrink down the ugly mug. Do the last giveaway. And this is actually a giveaway. If you want to do a giveaway, all you have to do is join the live show every single week. That's the only giveaway I'm allowed to do, I guess, because everyone can enter. So, all right. And here we go. As always, the Miller Prospecting. You haven't seen it yet, go look at the loophole for gold nugget sales on how I got a 112% ROI. And that works for anything. I think I said it in the video. If you haven't watched it yet, this is a bit of a spoiler. You didn't have to buy 6 bags. I could have technically bought 1 bag and a half-gram bag or a 1-gram bag, and it's, you know, would have worked. It would have gotten me a higher ROI. So here we go. YouTube. Oh, and also Miller Prospecting website. 2024 Paydirt champion. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? If you haven't seen it yet, make sure that's the video to watch so you know who to buy. And then my top 10 recommended sellers. They all are moved. So some brand new ones up there. Bear Prospecting is a new one up there. So Bear Prospecting, congratulations. He's on the top 10. But now let's do this right here. So I actually, top 10, we're going to talk about that in a second. Let me look at this first. Let's fetch this. Includes replies. Continue. There we go. 55 comments. Pick a winner. Now again, if I pull your name, you must post something in the live chat. Otherwise, you lose your spot, because this is only for people who are actually in the live show, not for people who pop in, say hi, leave a comment, run away, and don't show the love the entire time. So make sure if I pull your name, you are here and you post something in the comment, and that means you, Mr. Package Total, come one spot number 2. So come on. There you go. Package Total. I know he's been in here the whole night, so you better still be here. The Package Total, congratulations. You got spot number 2. And now back to the Miller Prospecting. Fun fact, I did not think about it until just now, but we have 2 top 10 recommended sellers are both from Indiana. So, are in Indiana. So, and that's not favoritism. That's just Indiana is killing it with the Paydirt sellers. Indiana is just killing it. Best Paydirt reviewer and some of the best Paydirts, all from Indiana. All right, so let's shrink. Make y'all look at my ugly mug. Full size now while we wait for Package Total. So There we go. Still here indeed. Well, there you go. Package total. You got spot number 2. So congratulations, brother. So yeah, so next Tuesday we will pull name number 3, and then the following week we'll do the giveaway, and I'll figure out some new prize to do. I've been working on doing a prize where I could give it away every single Tuesday, and we wouldn't have to do these spots or any of these things. I could just every single Tuesday pick a name and send it off. It'd be something I used to do with the Miller Prospecting Dimes, but I've kind of been stuck with the design. I'm trying to do a design for it for the prize. So I might post that on Patreon next week or the following week, later in the month, a couple different designs to have people vote on what they like, what they don't like. Because I keep hemming and hawing and saying, I like this one, then I'll look at it. And I don't want to place the order, because for me to order the item that the prize will be on is like $180, $200. And I don't want to spend $200 and then hate it and then just sit in a pile. So just ordered some bear prospecting. Bear prospecting is killing it. Bear prospecting has some really good paydirt. So, I mean, I guarantee you, that's the one thing about this championship. If Culver wouldn't have just been killing it with the ROIs, there were so many good sellers out there this year. So many good sellers. I mean, the top 4 sellers, I think you could buy any of their paydirts and have a great day and be ecstatic. You know, they were all great sellers this year. Some amazing sellers. Culver just killed it. Culver just killed it this year. So thank you very much, Patriot PA. So, but yeah, so Saturday, maybe an unboxing video. There should be an unboxing video. It won't be a long video, 5 minutes maybe. It'll just be me unboxing some new equipment because I'm excited about it. I want to test it out, check it out. So Saturday, unboxing video. Next Tuesday, we're going to go through some paydirt, I think TNR. I'll also be posting up the Guess the Gold Weight either before or after the show. I don't know which yet. We'll have to see how it goes. And then the next following Saturday after that, we have a big paydirt battle coming up. And then after Tuesday after that, brand new paydirt. Announcing a brand new paydirt from a seller, a current seller in my top 10 who's coming out with a brand new paydirt. So, Troy, how's it going? Thank you very much. So, but I'm going to get out of here. Thank you everyone for joining the show. I really appreciate it. And again, if anyone ever has any ideas for paydirt battles, just any ideas for the channel, how to do giveaways, just want to tell me that, you know, I'm even uglier on camera than I look like I am. Just anything. Feel free to email me, Dylan@Miller Prospecting. I won't promise I'm going to get back to you within a day or two. I'm really slow. My customer service sucks, but I will get back to you. And I do definitely read them. Sometimes I'm slow replying. But any ideas are good. Patreon, you can give me ideas on Patreon as well. There are spots available if you're not a Patreon member and you want to be a Patreon member. So, you know, guess the gold next week. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all again for joining the show. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for being Patreon members and keeping the lights on.